In October of 1998, Hurricane Mitch was spawned in the Caribbean Sea, off the coast of Panama. Mitch meandered through the Caribbean on a twisting course, gaining strength during his journey. On October 28th, Mitch hit the north coast of Honduras as a Category 5 hurricane with sustained winds in excess of 100 miles per hour. As Mitch moved inland, his winds lessened, but the rain produced didn't. Now downgraded to a tropical storm, Mitch took 4 days to cross Honduras, dumping up to 25 inches of rain per day. Mitch became the deadliest hurricane to hit Central America in 200 years. In Honduras alone, over 5,600 people were killed. Tens of thousands were left homeless as rivers across the country swelled to over 10 times their normal size, washing away anything and everything in their path. Honduras is second poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere. The damage caused by flooding was devastating. The president of Honduras stated that Mitch set his country back 50 years. News of the disaster quickly traveled around the world. Many nations and private organizations sent aid. Japan sent civil engineers and heavy equipment to rebuild washed-out roads, bridges, highways. Spain sent firefighters to help rescue efforts. The United States sent food, clothing, and building materials. Cuba sent 100 physicians. In Missoula, Montana, a group of medical professionals quickly assembled with hope they could also offer aid. After discussions with the organization Save the Children Honduras, it was decided a team of volunteers from Missoula would travel to San Lorenzo, Honduras to help. The hospital in San Lorenzo had been flooded. 4 feet of water flowed through the building for 24 hours. The equipment and materials, which didn't wash away, were damaged beyond repair. When the floodwaters receded, the hospital was forced to reopen with precious few resources left to care for the ill and injured of the area. On Thanksgiving Day, 1998, the first group of volunteers left Missoula for San Lorenzo. For the next 3 weeks, team members helped reestablish hospital operations, treated patients in outlying villages, delivered babies, performed surgeries, worked alongside Honduran and Cuban nurses and doctors, providing care to all who asked. Missoula Medical Aid is still sending teams of volunteers to San Lorenzo. 7 teams have provided medical care, dental services, and construction aid since 1998. A sister city relationship between Missoula and San Lorenzo has begun to grow. The program you're viewing was videotaped during Missoula Medical Aid trip in November of 1999, 1 year after Mitch. The hospital was visited again. Save the Children Honduras provided support. Meetings with Honduran Ministry of Health officials led to increased awareness of the serious environmental and public health problems. The footage in this program portrays conditions as they exist for the people of San Lorenzo and Honduras. Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay, Steve, give us a recap of the morning here.
Recap. We got hot. We sweated. We took in liquids. We tried to make plans, and we are sitting here with extreme hope in our hearts that after lunch, we'll feel like we've accomplished something much greater than we really did.
Dennis, what did you think of the morning?
It's kind of like Steve. It was hot. It was as hot as it was in Ecuador, actually.
Okay.
But it's a neat little town. I like it. There's some neat stuff. It reminds me of some of the small towns in Ecuador. And it's fun to walk around and get to know the people and get to know some of the people that Save the Children was neat. And it's a good morning. It feels rotten.
What did you think of our morning? Do we get anything done or what?
Well, you know, you have to start by just looking around and initiating conversation. So I guess that's what we did.
Iris.
Hola.
Buenos días.
Buenos días, David.
¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, gracias.
Ah, qué bueno. Marlon tiene su propio mesa ya.
Correcto, David. The big el yellow submarine.
El gran jefe allá, ¿no?
Well, Patricia, I think you probably understood the most of what they said. Let me go over what I got out of it, and then maybe you can correct me, or if somebody else remembers something else. What I got out of the meeting was, yeah, it would be great to have a new Centro de Salud here in San Lorenzo and the laboratory there, but there are more, as far as they were trying to prioritize things, and on their priority of healthcare here, the outlying aldeas of Pespire were the ones that needed the most help right now. Apparently the town itself of Pespire has a Centro de Salud, but the outlying aldeas, hardly anybody ever gets there. So they wanted us to think about coming up with a program with them to, one, diagnose the people, and that can be done by taking scrapings of these lesions on the cheek and looking at it under the microscope. And they have a microbiologist that can go with us, that can make the diagnosis right then and there.
Yeah.
And the problem with dengue classico, you just feel horrid for a week. But if you get dengue hemorrhagico, you die from it unless you get IV fluids in.
Immediately. What's the?
Well, within a few days, but you have to have IV fluids, and otherwise what happens is it causes a breakdown of the red blood cells. They plug up the kidneys, and then you go into kidney failure, and you break out in bruises. There isn't any medicine to give other than just IV fluids, keep the kidneys flushed, keep them going, and get the fever down, and then in a few days you recover if you get real intensive treatment. But you can imagine that's really hard to do, or if you go into kidney failure, you have to have dialysis for a week or so, and then you get over it. Well, in the United States, sure, that happens, but here,
Sí, ella quiere, Esteban. Ella sí quiere. No.
vaya pues.
Hey. Oh no, this worked for
Qué pena que no viste la bolsa con el agua. Eso sí fue
próximo. Aquí, bueno.
Una cucaracha.
Cucaracha.
One medical procedure the team did carry out was to remove built-up wax from the ear of Marlon's father. Marlon is one of the staff members of Save the Children. His father had been having trouble hearing due to built-up earwax, so the team used a curette and ear irrigation to help him out. This was not a pleasant experience, but as Steve tells him, he will soon be able to hear things he perhaps does not want to hear.
El aceite viene en contacto con esa piedra, todo va a ser más suave, pero va a crecer un poquito y es posible que tú vas a oír un poquito menos, no importa. No, cuando yo regreso, tú vas a oír cosas que tú no quieres. Tal vez quieres oír, tal vez. Bueno,
Vaya,
hasta lunes.
Hasta
Entonces.
lunes, ¿no?
Ah, bueno.
vaya, pues.
Mucho gusto
Sí,
para
bueno.
servirlo.
Bueno.
This is the Centro de Salud in San Lorenzo.
Built, I think, in 1966.
It's right next door to a Red Cross daycare center and across the street from the Red Cross headquarters where they keep the ambulance. This is where Dr. Lele wants to move the public health laboratory. This is the backyard of the Centro de Salud. Pretty large area. What would you think, Steve? Maybe 50 feet by 70 feet, probably?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm literally standing in the toilet of the Servicio in the backyard, shooting towards the Centro and across the backyard again. Plenty of room here for an addition for a laboratory or anything else that they would want. The barred window into the Centro. This hallway goes back to cubículos where the patients are examined. This is the farmacia and the waiting room.
You can see the black thing of the butterfly needle down in there.
Yeah. Universal precautions is just not a concept here, is it?
No.
City Park. And my favorite, the playground surrounded by concertina wire. The hospital has an open door policy, as you can see. There is no door. You'll notice the broken windows on the building. This is the isolation room. That's the negative air pressure for isolation. Broken windows. These are the murals that Kimberly Bell painted last year on all the walls, and they're still here.
In the years since Hurricane Mitch, the hospital in San Lorenzo added a new pediatric ward. The family of the hospitalized child are the primary caregivers, however. Children are hospitalized for mainly respiratory infections such as pneumonia and for burns suffered when the child falls into a cooking fire in the home or pulls hot food onto herself, as happened to this child.
Pediatric observation unit. Stretcher still isn't attached in back, even though it is a new rig.
The hospital owns an ambulance which it uses solely for transporting patients to other facilities. These transfers most often go to Tegucigalpa, a 2-hour drive away. Tegucigalpa has a large, modern teaching hospital capable of caring for patients that the regional hospitals throughout Honduras are not able to handle.
Program that they and get our ideas, you know, does it make sense? Do we like it? So we get on the phone for 45 minutes to an hour, and then we get either we get a certificate, and either donate it to charity, or a certificate for $100. You can buy a textbook, medical equipment. So what I've been doing is trying to do as many as I can. You know, it's like, oh, don't want to even listen 1 hour. But I've gotten stuff that I can bring down here and just turn over, and it's not out of my pocket. It takes me an hour of my time. But I've got a complete set of blood pressure cuffs, pediatric to extra large, and this. But for them, they can't even.
Debate rages whether this patient is postpartum or in labor. You too can be an on-call physician in San Lorenzo.
The hospital incinerator was rendered useless during the floods of 1998. The hospital's medical waste is now dumped on the ground near the incinerator, posing a huge health hazard.
Next to the incinerator, bag of blood laying on the ground.
Not all the team's time was spent working. Laundry still needed to be done. A special friendship made in 1998 was rekindled. Gisela, a young woman who lives in San Lorenzo, turned 15 just before the group arrived in 1999. For Hondurans, a girl's 15th birthday is a major event. Gisela has worked as a waitress since she was 13, putting in 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. She couldn't celebrate her birthday because she had to work, so the team helped her celebrate properly on a rare night off. The team also visited Luz Maria Garcia and her family at their home in Nicaragua. Luz had just returned home after spending a month in Missoula participating in rehabilitation at Community Medical Center. Luz had been hit in the back by a stray bullet at the age of 13. She spent the following 3 years paralyzed from the waist down. She was brought to San Lorenzo by her family during a Missoula medical aid trip and was examined by the team. Arrangements were made for Luz and her mother to travel to Missoula. When Luz arrived at the Community Medical Center, she was in a wheelchair. 1 month later, she walked out of the rehab unit and onto an airplane back home to Honduras.
Now, that
The whole
is
process, you start with your clothes inside out, getting good and wet. I forget what this thing's called. What is this sink called over here? Remember? Medulla?
I'm not
It's
sure.
medulla.
A medulla?
Yeah. You never touch the water in medulla.
Right. You've always poured the water on.
Yeah. And then you soak up the washboard, not the clothes. Then you rub off the dirty threads.
The dirty thread.
Okay, I don't see any soap coming out. Then you hang it up, and 3 days later, your shirt's dry and ready to wear again.
Okay, here we are at the Miramar for the cumpleaños de Missoula. Can you say something for the cameras? It's a restaurant on the beach, or right on the wharf, and it's a gorgeous special place, and it's a special night for Missoula. A little shot from the other end, and with the birthday cake right there. Gisela had her 15th birthday last week, and so she's a friend of everybody's from last year's group, and so we're getting together and giving her a special treat because she missed her, she didn't celebrate her 15th birthday because she was working all the time.
Otra vez.
No, porque tú dices que era un día normal.
No, no era. No era.
Feliz cumpleaños a ti. Queremos hacer, ya queremos hacer, ya que sea un pedacito, te lo queremos hacer. Y Coca-Cola también.
Un deseo, Piedra. Deseo, ¿qué un deseo?
Pero tú piénsalo bien.
Piénselo primero y ahí lo paga.
Ya.
Ay,
Qué bueno.
This little guy decided to join us at Giselle's birthday party. Flew a few laps around the room, got plumb tuckered out. All kinds of critters joined us tonight for dinner and Giselle's birthday.
Están asustados.
Hola, dígale.
Están cuidando.
Ha sido un placer haberte conocido.
Están cuidando a la baby.
Sí.
Tus vamos a morir. Yo sé que sí. Porque ustedes...
Gisela cogió el bizcocho Sofía.
Le aseguro, despacio.
Oye, qué bien está subiendo.
No.
Ay.
No, antes no, si yo la caminaba cineada. Ay, don Roberto me ayudó a traer la tuta desde allá de la calle. Sí, él la traía. Si yo cuando caminaba allá en Tegucigalpa solo con ella, tuto.
¿Cómo
Cuando vino Tony,
Acordé, como traíamos esos también, y las otras maletas que yo traía, yo no me acordé, hasta cuando ya veníamos en el avión, fue que yo me acordé. Le digo, a ver qué es lo que no viene, los otros muletos que venían en la bolsa negra.
Yo puedo llamarle.
Esas cosas ahí han de estar,
Yo
digo
le
yo.
llamo a él a ver si él mira, o sea, chequea en el aeropuerto.
Si no hubiéramos estado hasta las 9 de la noche que el muchacho llegara, pues.
Sí, oye, felizmente, ¿verdad?
Sí, entonces nosotros ahí le digo, yo le decía, no, le decía yo a la muchacha, si yo se lo di a usted. No, me dice, yo ya se lo di. Y no, si la que ella me había dado, era la carta que yo andaba de don Roberto.
Claro.
Nosotros le hallamos qué hacer ahí. Yo digo que ella como andaba tantos papeles, a saber a dónde los fue a poner. Yo sé que este muchacho, le digo yo, aquí nos sacó, aquí nos vino a dejar aquella vez y aquí tiene que venir entonces. Si él ya sabe, aquí va a venir, le digo. Y nos sentamos ahí, pues.
El primer aeropuerto de Missoula, donde llegaron.
Y llegamos allí al otro, de ahí de Missoula al otro.
Sí.
Y le dicen a mi mamá que íbamos a salir hasta las 12 de la noche. Entonces nosotros ya quedados ahí, el avión ya iba a salir. Entonces le digo a mi mamá, vaya otra vuelta, enséñale el papel. Y ya dijo que sí, dije, váyanse. Los mandaron en ese lueguito. Si no los íbamos a quedar hasta las 12 de la noche.
Imagínate, qué ocurrencia, ¿no? Que queremos que alguien, o sea, o ellos van a la clínica y se encuentran con alguien, o alguien viene acá, por lo menos cada semana, ¿no? Por lo menos. ¿Y los hijos tuyos, Sofía? La hijita.
Por ahí anda por la huerta.
y nosotros en Tegucigalpa, cuando teníamos a Luz Sabina allá en Tegucigalpa, se los muere la chiquita aquí. Y era un fracaso grande. Salvamos una, la otra se los muere. Como estaba de pecho la niña. Y quedó con las otras pequeñas aquí, se les murió. Sí, se les murió. Porque ya ella...
¿También daña niñas ya?
Ella de cuando se fue, ella no las dejaba venir, Luz Sabina no las dejaba venir a su mamá. Porque ella no se hallaba ella sola. Y se los murió la niña.
Ya, estás aquí. Muy rápido.
The family pig.
Bella. Bella estás.
Mañana van de viaje.
A ver.
A ver cuándo vuelven otra vez.
Déjame tomar dos.
Mal a mí.
La pared. Sí, me contaste de,
Que le dije yo que estaba bien mal esa pared.
de la lluvia.
Sí. No sirve esa pared.
Oye, ¿para qué es esta cosita que está ahí?
¿Qué cosa?
Esta cosa, este
Ya. Aquí
¿Por
todo
qué?
el mundo usa eso, porque como no
Ya.
tiene luz.
Yo lo vi en el mercado.
Sí,
y
y ahí lo venden.
me gusta la forma, como es, ¿entiendes?
vaya. Él tiene video y el doctor quiere ver el video de su caminando.
Y Tammy y Walter también.
A ver qué pueden hacer y te avisan. Pues. Ellos te avisan, me imagino. Me imagino.
Porque la idea, como usted decía, como usted me había dicho, ¿verdad? Aquel día que estuvimos platicando de que me dijo usted de que podíamos viajar siempre a Tegucigalpa por una semana, por mes, decía usted. Era una buena también.
También, eso también se puede hacer.
A la derecha, David.
Sí.
¿Ah?
Al derecho. Ah, sí, muy bien.
Sí, se puede, porque también allá hay buenas cosas para hacer en los ejercicios.
Bueno, también, mira, la silla de ruedas de antes.
De antes, sí.
Sí, de antes.
Lupe me vive en ella.
¿No? Sí, sí, mira el ánimo.
She's friends with a little baby.
We just got done hiking a half mile from Luz's house off of the dirt road, and we probably have come about a mile down the dirt road to get to this place. And to get to this place, she has to walk through several cornfields. But such is her life, and we are privileged to share it with her.
Estamos en la frontera.
Ah, ¿qué vamos ahorita?
Vamos a tomar algo.
Ah, qué bueno.
Coca-Cola, agua
Agua, Coca-Cola, sí.
o algo más.
Ok.
Near the end of the trip. That's fun. Okay, now we have David eating a chocolate donut. This is the first.
How to be an American.
Almost home.
Sí, pero otros días con este me mato porque me agarré de acá, ¿sí no?
Ay, no, cuidadísimo.
Sí, sí. Y peor nosotros ya tan viejas y los caigamos, los quebramos y no los...
Ay, no, cuidado, cuidado. Safety problem.
Back in San Lorenzo, the team was given a tour of the hospital kitchen. The floor drain heaved up during the flooding of 1998. The refrigerators and freezers run about 10 degrees warmer than they should, causing the cooks to make daily market trips to supply food. The only cutting board the cooks have was brought from the home by the head cook.
No quise, una bolsita negra, no quisiera usted. No. Sí, una bolsa. Una bolsa. Estas fotos las conseguimos en las casas y nosotros las traemos. Para carne. Sí, porque no tenemos. No tiene. No, no tenemos.
They bring these from home. No, that was still to sterilize. There's no dishwasher sterilizing thing, no, not even a system for the dishes.
They do a lot of
These signs tell the number of births in the hospital by town of origin of the family. They also list the principal reasons cesarean sections were performed.
Acabamos de hablar con Marta Ruz sobre este y ella nos dijo que ella quería usar estos para poner jeringas.
Las jeringas desechadas.
Sí, sí. Ah, bueno, muchas gracias.
Malaria and dengue fever are at epidemic proportions in San Lorenzo. Both of these diseases are spread by mosquitoes. Mosquitoes require stagnant water to breed. Stagnant water is not hard to find here. This ditch contains not only stagnant water, but raw sewage as well. Homes with latrines have pipes which carry the sewage directly from the latrine to the ditch, where it sits. This ditch begins at the town dump and winds its way through the neighborhoods of San Lorenzo, then empties into the ocean. The Ministry of Health is aware of the problem, but there are no funds available to correct the situation. Funding for mosquito control has also run out, but with all the water left over after the heavy rains, the mosquito population has exploded, thus malaria and dengue epidemics. The ripples in the puddles, which you will soon see, are caused by mosquitoes, not raindrops.
Down to the Banana Republic, down to the tropical sun, go the expatriated Americans, hoping to find some fun. Some of them go for the sailing, caught by the lure of the sea, trying to find what is ailing, living in the land of the free. Some of them are running from lovers, leaving no forward address. Some of them are running tons of ganja, some are running from the IRS. Late at night you will find them in the cheap hotels and bars, hustling the senoritas while they dance beneath the stars, spending those renegade pesos on a bottle of rum and lime, singing give me some words I can dance to, or a melody that rhymes. First you learn a native custom, soon a word of Spanish or two. You know that you cannot trust them, 'cause they know they can't trust you. Expatriated Americans, feeling so all alone, telling themselves the same lies that they told themselves back home. down to the banana republics. Things aren't as warm as they seem. None of the natives are buying any second-hand American dream. Late at night you will find them in the cheap hotels and bars, hustling the senoritas while they dance beneath the stars, spending those renegade pesos on a bottle of rum and a lime, singing, give me some words I can dance to, or a melody that rhymes. Down to the banana republic, down to the tropical sun, go the expatriated American, hoping to find some fun. There's a cowboy in the jungle, and he looks so out of place, with his shrimp skin boots and his cheap cheroots and his skin as white as paste, heading south to Paraguay, where the gauchos sing and shout. Now he's stuck in Portobello since his money all ran out. So he hangs out with the sailors, night and day they're raising hell, and his original destination's just another story that he loves to tell. With no plans for the future, he still seems in control. From a Bronco ride to a 10-foot tie, he just had to learn to roll. Roll with the punches, played all of his hunches, made the best of whatever came his way. What he lacked in ambition, he made up with intuition, plowing straight ahead, come what may. Steel band in the distance, and their music floats across the bay, while American women and moo-moos talk about all the things they did today, and their husbands quack about fishing as they slug those rum drinks down, discussing who caught what and who sat on his butt. But it's the only show in town. They're trying to drink all the punches, they all may lose their lunches, trying to cram lost years into 5 or 6 days. It seems that blind ambition erased their intuition, plowing straight ahead, come what may. alone on a midnight passage. I can count the falling stars, while the Southern Cross and the satellites, they remind me of where we are, spinning around in circles, living it day to day. And still 24 hours, maybe 60 good years, it's really not that